Hello Flosstube, this is Kate from Kate's Crafting Corner, and I am here for my Stitch Mania and Future Plans update video. It feels weird to be doing this again because I just uploaded a video, so 2 videos in one day is quite a bit for me, and I've had to restart each of them multiple times, so I don't know what I've said and what I haven't said. Sorry about my squeaky chair. I listened to just the beginning of the last one, and these chairs are rescued ones. I like to rescue furniture, so they were free and I rescued them. Since I recorded the last video, I have spent quite a bit of time cleaning. My earring. Oh, I didn't put earrings in today. Okay. I thought one had fallen out, which, scary thoughts. That was a gift from my boyfriend, and I would have been really upset. So, we have our spring inspection on Monday, and of course they only alerted us of that Friday. So I spent a lot of today just tidying up and cleaning, moving things away from the water heater so it can be accessed. Just that type of thing, and so I didn't get any stitching done. In my first attempt at this, I was going to tell you guys that I had started the, just because I like to start so many things, I was going to tell you that I had started the Sweet Dreams Mother with Baby. Did I show you guys, or did I just pretend like I showed you? I think I showed you guys in the last video, but getting loopy. But don't worry, I didn't start it. Tempted to, but I didn't. Yeah, I didn't get any stitching done, just cleaning. I still need to vacuum, and okay, I'm going to tell you guys a secret. My Christmas tree is still up. And I had meant to take it down today because I don't want them to come into my apartment and judge me about my Christmas tree still being up, because I mean, I'm judging myself. But I was so busy with the rest of the cleaning, like, I mean, putting clothes away and trash and just tidying up. Oh, picking up my crafty messes. That's the real problem when you have out so many projects at one time. But, so I was so busy doing that I didn't get to stitch, and I didn't put away the Christmas tree, and it's just standing there judging me. Don't worry, it's not a real tree, guys. It's an artificial one. So, I will get that put away. I just don't know if this weekend will be it. So, anyways, without further ado, I'm here with my mania plans. Dun 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 dun. Oops. Whoa. So, if you watch my channel, and you're not just visiting for the first time, you know that I love to make plans. Sometimes I like to break the plans so that I can make new plans, because I love to plan. It's a lot of fun for me, and I love to do it. And some people, they get stressed out when they make plans, and they think they need to stick to it, and they think that they're letting other people down when they don't stick to it. I say that this is a hobby. It's meant to be fun, and for me, making plans, then breaking them, then making new plans is 2 hobbies in one, because I get a plan and I get a stitch, and so I love it. Do what you love. Honestly, do what you love. And so I have a calendar with my plans, and let me just tell you guys, settling on Mania plans was hard. I went through so many options. Was I going to do a monogamous Mania and work on George? Was I going to do a monogamous Mania and work on the green conversion of red? Because I love her and have not worked on her in months. I don't think I've worked on her in 2018, to be honest, and that makes me really sad. I'm not even 100% sure where she's currently hiding. Ooh. I I think she's judging me. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, lady in red. Green. But, so I thought about that. I thought about doing a week on each of my family projects. And now I can hear my mom saying, yes, do that. Or do a monogamous one on Serengeti. Yeah, Mom. I know. But, and then when I thought about doing new starts, the number of categories and things that I could do was just, it was really overwhelming. And so I was talking to Rajeen. I believe that's how I say your name, Rajeen. If not, please correct me. She's amazing. Love to talk to her in the comments section. And I was talking to her a bit about some of my thoughts about Mania, and I was all over the place. And she came up with this idea that we're calling hashtag Cinco de Mania. I love that. Cinco de Mania. She came up with that, but I love it. And so I've created 5 categories that my new starts are going to fit under. And actually, they were going to be categories, but I narrowed it down to designers. And then, because if you watch any of my videos from the past this year, you know that I've undergone a lot of health issues lately, and honestly, it's quite costly. You know, eating healthier is expensive, and medicine and doctor's appointments and all that stuff. So I really wanted to just stitch from stash, things that I already own, with material that I already own. And so, so that made it even harder, because I was thinking about continuing with my Hometown Holidays series, but I've stitched the ones that I have, and then just adding it up in my head, 5 new patterns and 1 more piece of material, and because I fit 4 to a piece of material and I have an extra spot on the last piece of material, and then any of the specialty threads. And so I thought about it, but in the end I decided to be responsible and not do that. And so you know, I thought about stitching 5 things from a magazine, because I do have a few magazines, and I could have done that, but that involved going through the magazines and narrowing it just down to 5, and that was overwhelming. But so what I did was I picked 5 designers that I have, and I managed to find small patterns from them. And I also found 5 patterns, small material. I did have material for them. Some of them are a little questionable in my fabric choices. It could go either way. And I'm not gonna lie, for some of them, the margin on the side is like an inch. But I'm just gonna go with it, because I mean, when you have 100 whips, the number of finishes you have is not really actually high. So I stitch because I enjoy it. And so yeah. So without further ado, I'll tell you my 5 categories. Okay, so the 5 categories will each have a new start each day. I'm doing the whole month. So I am stealing April 30th and putting that into Mania, because that's a Monday. And then June 1st is a Friday. So if I steal those 2 days, it will complete my month for the categories. So I'm actually starting my Mania a day early. So each of those weekdays will have a new start. And then the weekend will be, this is my compromise on monogamous. So the weekend will be dedicated to George Washington and his takeover of my life. So the 5 designers I chose, Barbie from Petal Pusher. And if you guys don't know, she has a Flosstube channel, and I'll try to link that below in the description. But she's adorable, and I love her and her videos. They're amazing. And then I'm doing Blackwork Journey, Elizabeth Almond. So I picked 5 blackwork patterns. Mill Hill, because I have some Mill Hill kits. And Carolyn Manning, because I'm obsessed with her, and there is a possibility I could have just, this was one thing I debated, a Carolyn Manning mania, where I start just Carolyn Manning things. And I think I could have done it. I'm not sure I could have done it for the entire month, but I'm pretty sure I could have done 18. So, unfortunately, I didn't have fabric big enough for a couple of the seasons. So, that put a hole in that idea, plan, craziness. So, I didn't do that. But it was a debate, and it was a hard one. And then the final one is Brooks Books Advent Animals. And that's because after I finish stitching all the cottages of the month this year from Country Cottage Needlework, I will be putting the Advent Animals as my kind of focus small piece for the next year and possibly 2 years. Because 1, they're freebies, and 2, I've had all the fabric cut out for them for like a couple years now. So I really want to do those. So I'm going to go over the patterns and the fabric I chose for them. I tried to print color patterns this time so you guys can see. Oh, let me actually show you George first. I did show you an update of him in my last update video, but if you're just watching the Maynia one, you won't have seen that. So here's Stitching George Washington. If you don't know anything about this, there's 100-something of us stitchers who each have been assigned panels on the George Washington Crossing the Delaware painting that has been charted to be a Guinness Book of World Records largest cross stitch. So we're supposed to have 5 years to complete this. We started in February. I have panel number 103, and so if you look at the actual painting, you will see this guy at the end of the boat. This is his elbow. He's wearing green. He's wearing green. So this is his elbow and his hand, and this is part of the paddle. Around here is ice. So I have quite a variety, honestly, for this piece. Some people just have sky, some people just have ice and water. So I do have quite a bit of variety. I have 105 colors, which is good and bad. Some people have less than 10 colors. And so I am grateful that I don't have a full coverage size piece of just like less than 10 colors. But at the same time, that means that there is a lot of confetti, and so that's not always fun. And it slows me down, as if I'm not stitching this slow enough. But here's where I'm at on it so far. There are like 3 colors in here, but so I'll be working on this every weekend, and we'll see where I can get. Theoretically, I should be finishing almost 2 pages a month. They aren't the size pages of Hayes. They only go about 42-ish wide and about 60 long, somewhere around there. So they're smaller, but it's still like 5,000 stitches or something like that. I don't know. Okay, so George Washington on the weekends. Now I'll show you the Petal Pushers. The first one, and this one my ink was super dying, is Little Woman. And I'm not 100% about this fabric choice, to be honest. I used to be subscribed to Stitchy Box. It's not really for me. It was, in part it was too expensive, the fabric wasn't ever large enough, and I don't really use embellishments, so it wasn't for me. And I get that it's for other people, but it wasn't for me. And so here's a little piece. This is 32 count Jobelin. Like this, okay, so this is a 9x9 piece, and it's really hard to find. I don't really stitch things that are small for the most part, contrary to what this video is going to show. So it's hard for me to find things to stitch on them. And this is one I think the margin's only going to be about an inch, to be honest. But I think it could look nice. The pattern calls for like a neutral or a brown, but I think it could be nice on pink. It will look different. So there's that one. This one I think could possibly be done in a day. It is Carrots from Anne of Green Gables. And I just have a piece of fabric here. One of the girls from my stitching group, she was getting rid of a bunch of little scrap type of things of fabric, and so I got this from her. This is honestly almost just 25. Anne's purse goes out a little farther, so that makes it a little bit more. But it is basically just 25 across, so I think that this is totally doable for one day, if I have sufficient time on that day. Next we have Green Gables. And another piece of fabric from my friend. And this is one I wasn't sure about, but I think the house and the people will look really nice on it. So, and if it doesn't work out, you know, I just frog it and restart it on something else later. Or give it to one of my sisters and pretend like that's how I intended it. Just kidding. Next is Pride and Prejudice. And this one is one I'm also not sure about the fabric. It's a light pink. It's like a baby pastel-y pink. But I think it could be nice. It's an Ada. So we'll see. I mean, if these don't work out, you know, there's no cross-stitching police that are going to come after me and be like, you did what? Longbourn, and I love this pattern, so I'm really excited about this. And I've got this piece of 28 count Crystal Dwarf Lugana, and I think honestly I ordered this by accident a couple years ago because I was really struggling with sparkly fabrics at the time. It was hard for me to count. I've gotten more used to them. And then also I don't really stitch things this small. But, so I've gotten used to them. And even though that's not what this is stitched on, I think it could look cool. I think it could. It could also look horrible. So, we'll see. But it could be fun. It could be different. And that's what I'm hoping for. Next up, we have Blackwork Journey. These are all freebie patterns on her website. And if I remember, I'll try to link to her website. So the freebie patterns don't come with a cover picture, so I will be showing them. But yeah. So I have some just white Ada, and I think this is enough for all 5 of the patterns. If not, I'll figure that out later. The first one I'll be doing, well, I don't know if it's going to be the first, but one of the ones I'll be doing is called Color Flower Freebie. And you could do the flowers in any color you want. I do think that I'm going to do them in the red and the green, like that. Because I was thinking this could be nice as an ornament, or it could be nice as like, you know, one of those, like a scissor fob, but for your door knob, door handle. So I was thinking this could be nice as a like little Christmas decoration. So there's that. The next one is called Odd One Out. I'm also probably going to do this as called for. And I think this could be done in a day. I mean, there's just a minimal amount of cross stitch, and then there's the work behind it. And I love how this one in the middle is the odd one out, that it's the opposite of all the others. So I really like this. I don't know. Okay, to be honest with you guys, I really don't like backstitching, and you've all heard me complain about that quite a bit. But there's some part of me that thinks that I'm going to like black work, which is like essentially backstitching. But I think I'll like it, so I really hope I will. The next one is called Persian Flower Freebie. I'm also going to probably stitch this one as called. It's more traditional, it's just black, and then there's 5 gold beads, which I guess you can either do or not do. But I'm just going to look at my bead stash or some of the leftovers from previous Mill Hill kits. And I'm sure I have 5 gold beads. This one is called Tivoli. So it's just one color, and then these are beads. So I need to go through the stash and figure out a bead that I have enough of. And again, you could do this in any color you want. This is calling for 500. Yeah, DMC 500, which is a blue-green color. Dark is what it says, very dark blue-green. So I may stitch it in that, or I may do something else. I don't know yet. And the final one is called Color Freebie Fun, and I do really like this. You start on the inside and you do that, and then you do the overlapping, and there's 5 colors here, and you can pick any 5 colors you want. This one calls for yellow, red, green. This is a brown, and then black. You could do like black, gray, dark purple, light purple, lighter purple, or, you know, whatever you want. So I haven't fully decided. I may do it as called for. I may go rogue. We'll see. I'll decide when I get there. The next week is Mill Hill week. And I have the 5 kits here. The first one is Holiday Express, which I will be stitching for my nephew Hayden. It's really small, and so I don't think I'll finish it in a day, but I should get a decent amount done. The next one is Ice Skates, which I'm going to stitch for my sister Alex for Christmas. She does figure skating, and so I'd like to do this for her. For my grandfather, I want to do Christmas Nest. It's a cardinal. We love cardinals in our family. And I'll turn this into a magnet so he can put it on his fridge. Then we have the Nutcracker by Mill Hill. Well, okay, they're all by Mill Hill, so I don't know why I said that. For my sister Jo. And, yeah. There's quite a bit of beads in this one, so. And then for my aunt, this is the biggest of the Mill Hills that I'll be doing this time. Miranda from the Hocus Pocus trilogy. I will be stitching this on Black Ada. And, yeah. And so I have this already ready to go. What I like to do is I print out a working copy and I cut it down to just the size of the pattern. And then I go through and I separate the floss because Mill Hill kits come with all the floss mixed together. I cut out the symbols and their name and I tape it onto here. So I don't ever have to reference the symbol part. I can just look on here and find it. Next we have Carolyn Manning week. And I love Carolyn Manning. And she has this series of designs that are called like hanging this, hanging that. And so I brought the one that I've already finished to show you guys. So they've all got this bar across the top. And then like these are ornaments hanging down from it. So I have 4 lined up ready to start, and she is releasing one on May 15th, which is why Carolyn Manning isn't until much later in the actual Maynia plans. So first up, my ink majorly failed at this point. We have hanging snowflakes. So you can see their little snowflakes down here. And I will be stitching that on a 28 count touch of blue from Witcholt. I know I have very little margin space here. I have an inch going down and 2 inches going across. So I know I'm cutting it tight. Then we have Crazy Love, and it's hard to tell because my ink had basically given up at this point, but these hanging letters form the word love, and I will be stitching that on this piece of 16 count from Mo's sale that I got from my friend Amy. She gave it to me. She didn't want it. She'd used what she wanted on something else, and so she gave me the rest of hers, and I think it'll be beautiful on this. Next up we have eggs, and I have this really bright yellow, and I hope it's going to look good on this. It's called Buttercup from Fiberlicious. I do love Fiberlicious. This is a 32 count linen. I prefer 28s, but it is what it is. And I'm hoping it looks good on this. We will see. And then after that, we have the one that's going on now, although it might be finished actually. And it's called Mayday Blooms. And they're just hanging flowers. And I thought that would be really pretty on this 28 count Forest Bloom from Hand Dyed by Stephanie. It's also from a Stitchy box. So I don't know yet what the one released in May will look like. I think she said it's going to be birds and birdhouses. So I'm hoping that I have a bit of material that will work for that. So the final category is Brook Books Advent Animals. These have been out, they're freebies, they've been out for quite a while, and I have had the first one started for quite a while, so I need to finish her up. She's not part of the Maynia plans, I'm just showing you where I'm at on her. So the next 5, 2 through 6, will be my plans for Maynia. And this is the reason why the ink ran out in my printer. So, the first I'll be working on is Peter Polar Bear. Then Mary Mouse. Duncan Dog. Hattie Hedgehog. And finally, Cashmere Camel. And all of these will be stitched on this ice blue Monaco that I've had in my stash for quite a while. I had enough for all of these animals. I bought it quite a while ago, years ago. I can't find them anymore, so that really sucks. But luckily I had enough for the Advent animals. And I got this a couple years ago at Joann's to go with this, either as the hanger or to go around the cushion or the ornament or whatever. I haven't decided yet. But so there's that. Those are the Maynia plans. Now, real quick, so I was doing a semi-year of whips, and looking at my Christmas plans as presents and stuff like that, I am going to have to abandon them, just so I can finish my Christmas stuff in time. So I wanted to go over real quick what I will be focusing on after the Maynia and possibly in this month. So the first thing I want to have finished, and I want to have this finished by the World Cup, as I mentioned in my last update video, is this shawl that I am doing for my sister Alex. It reminds her of Gryffindor and Hufflepuff. It's actually the Germany colors, and I want to have it done by the World Cup so that I can wear it in the World Cup to support Germany before I give it to her at Christmas. So I really need to work on this quite a bit during March. And the rest of this month too. For my aunt, I'm going to make her a shawl. I got this beautiful yarn cake, and I knew right away that it would be for her because she loves purple and gray and black, actually. And this is 7 different shades of purple. And the light one on the edges is kind of like a gray purple. So I asked her if she would prefer like a small blanket or a shawl, and she kind of left it up to me, but she has a cat, and I was worried that the cat would get to the blanket. So we're going to go with a shawl. So I need to work on that for her. For my sister Jo, I need to finish her to have and to hold. I would like to finish this by August, which is when her wedding anniversary is. So I've only really got the church at the top. And then I want to look to possibly frame it. Usually I let them all frame their own things, but I might look to frame that. For my dad, who is subscribed to my channel now, but I don't think he'll have time to watch all these videos. Fingers crossed. Dad, if you're watching, look away for a moment, because he's the only one who doesn't know. So for my dad, I've talked about this in past videos. This is what it looks like. And this is where I'm at. So there's a lot to do. And if you've watched past videos, you know why I'm doing this for my dad. So just in case he was still listening, I couldn't say more than that. He subscribed on the last video and watched it. So I don't think he's going to have time to watch in the future because he's really busy with his work, but just in case he does. My sister Kirsten, I am making a quilt for her. I started this a while ago, so I wanted to finish it. This is not the colors I'm using, but that's the basic pattern, what it looks like. And I'm doing her wedding colors. So here's just an example. I'm at the piecing, well, I've pieced it, so now I'm putting sashing on them and sewing them into the strips. So I'm pretty far along on this, and it shouldn't take me too terribly long. But I would like to finish this and be able to give it to her for Christmas. My sister Jo got a quilt when she got married, and Kirsten has not gotten a quilt. My sister Alex will be getting a quilt as a graduation present. Not this year, but next year. And she knows what that looks like. For my mom, I need to finish this Afghan that I'm doing for her. And let me stand up to try to show you guys. This is called the Sophie's Universe, and if you watched the video before last where she made a guest appearance, you know she loves blue and white and Delft. And so I'm doing this for her, and my dad benefits from that. They all know about that. And for my boyfriend, it's the same pattern, but completely different colors. And I based the colors off the fabric I used to back the flower garden I made him as our anniversary present last year, or his anniversary present. So I did the temperature flower garden. I backed it in this fabric. And so I picked yarns based off of these colors. It's the exact same pattern as my mom's, but this is what this one looks like. And it is a heavier weighted yarn, so this is going to be quite a bit bigger than my mom's. So and then I haven't figured out my grandpa, and for my nephew Hayden, he's so young that I'll probably just buy him toys, honestly. I mean, he's going to be 4, so. Finally, for my sisters and I found this Hogwarts fabric, and so I'm going to make us each a project bag. And so I'm just going to show you the house and the matching fabric. I am a Slytherin, and I think this background fabric will work perfectly. My sister Alex is a Hufflepuff, so that is what hers will be. And I got enough fabric to make myself one too, because it's so hard for me to give it up. My sister Kirsten is a Ravenclaw. But I also think she has the heart of a Gryffindor, actually. And so what I'm thinking is that I will do the outside as a Ravenclaw, and put the Gryffindor on the inside. I think that could be fun. And my sister Jo is a Slytherin. But I also think she has the inside of a Ravenclaw. So I'm going to do Slytherin on the outside and Ravenclaw on the inside for her. And then I do have this red one to go with the Gryffindor one. So that's what I will, that and my monthly cottages is what I will be concentrating on for the most part. Of course, other projects are going to make their appearance because it's me and I cannot just stick to a couple things. But for the most part, those will be my focuses. Those are the things I need to finish. So I need to focus that. Oh, and George, of course, will take over. I'm thinking of putting him on my stand and leaving him on there. Jeez. So that is it for now. I have to go get ready for date night and maybe vacuum and take out the trash. So thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing and all your support. I really appreciate it. I appreciate the comments. I appreciate it all. So have a great rest of your day until I see you again, which will hopefully be either at the end of this month or the end of the first week of May when I'll do my first Mania update. I'll let you know which one. Well, I mean, you'll see me, so you'll know which one. But happy stitching, and I'm looking forward to seeing all of your guys' Mania plans if you're participating. And if you're participating and have a video, link it to me below so I can watch it. If you're participating but don't have a video, let me know below what you're doing because I love to know. So thank you for all your guys' support. I love you all, and have a great day. Happy stitching. Bye.